Welcome to the PI Podcast, Political Insights for the Palagang Inis. I'm your host, Matt Ordonez, and we are here with a very special guest. We're still, lately our guests are in the creative fields, like theater direction, playwriting. And this one is a bit of like, well, a jack of many trades. He is let's call it a novelist, or a no, yeah, like he has done many of these short books. I have them right now. He became one of my favorite authors right now. So we have this oral history. I don't know if you can read it now. It's an interesting novel about literally eating shit, But again, that's not a spoiler because how he does it is very interesting. And a critique on corporate culture. So we have starting with team building. I don't know. Okay, have a good look at that team building. And the sequel, strat planning. Okay, so basically, this pokes fun at the corporate culture of Philippine corporations and the workforce and what they're forced us to do. So it's like a Filipino version of Squid Games. I recently did a profile about him in Esquire, the unserious satires of Siege Malvar, which you can read in Esquire. But I think what we're promoting also here, besides his books, is also his upcoming revisited play, Presidential Suite Number Two, which will be produced at Virgin Love Fest. Of course, the premier uh, theater festival for untested, unproduced plays. So it was played last year. It's going to be revisited this year. So to discuss all his many works, his writings in the printed and plays, that we have Siege Malvar. Welcome, Siege, to the PI podcast.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Matt, for having me. For having me.
Sige. Anyway,
So,
Siege, first, can you introduce yourself to the listeners and like why did you decide to become like a writer? And yeah, you write many things, So what is your goal as a writer? Sige, go ahead.
um, hello, everyone. I'm Siege Melvar. I identify as a writer.
Mm,
Siguro dahil it's the most cost-efficient way
mm, mm,
to tell stories.
mm,
Painting and filmmaking takes a lot of money, but writing is something that you can do on the go. You
mm,
can always use a pen and paper and really sometimes to sit down and focus on the story you need to tell.
mm,
Um, yes, I've written and published a couple of novels, short
mm,
stories. I also used to perform my poetry,
mhm,
and more recently, last year lang, was, pwede ko na tawagin sariling ko na playwright because
mhm,
nakapasok ako sa Virgin Lab Fest. And that was really the first um, play na I've written. And I'm just so happy na it got revisited and it will be staged again.
mhm. Do you
So,
remember your first major work, as a published writer? And when did it start? Sige.
oh yes, absolutely. Major work. Siguro work, ang first published work ko ay sa, alam mo, Philippine Ghost Story.
Ah, really? Oh my God, that was classic. Which
Oo.
one? They have a series, right? Yeah.
Yeah, may series sila through Philippine Ghost Stories. They
Mm.
had this contest and I came in second place. Hindi ko alam kung ano
Mm.
yung first, pero second place lang ako. So,
Uh-huh.
second place ako doon. Tapos, I think nasa volume siya ng mga contest winners nila.
Mm.
Tapos, um, during the awarding, during the awarding nung, they have to give the check, the
Mm-mm.
certificate, like one second place, ganyan, dun sa contest. Nako, ano talaga, ma-PR kasi din akong tao, so in-approach ko kaagad yung publisher, Sir
Mm-mm.
Arnel, ng Psycom. Sabi ko, Sir, may idea ako for a novel. Hindi ko pa nasusulat yung novel. Sir, may
Mm.
idea ako for a novel. Gusto ko siya gawin para sa Psycom. Sabi ko yan, so pitch
Mm-mm.
ako, benta ako, sales pitch ako. Tapos
Mm-mm.
sabi niya, oh, sige, send mo na sa akin yan. So yun,
Mm.
sinulat ko siya, and it's it's called Bloody Mary,
Mm.
the novel.
The Bloody Mary, the novel. What's it
Oo.
about?
So,
Yeah.
it's ata ako noon. Tapos ano siya, based siya sa urban legend ng
Mm.
Bloody Mary.
Mm-mm.
But I turned it into a Filipino setting, tapos novelized form siya, so mas mahaba siya, in chapters siya.
Mm-mm.
So think of it as my serial killer, but the serial killer is a ghost. It's so stupid.
Uh-huh.
I love
Mm.
writing stories. So I
Why did
think
you
you
decide to write horror, Like why you could write any genre. In fact, here is more like comedies, or like dark comedies, but you started off with horror. Why that? No? Sige.
ah I kind of feel na sa horror talaga ako nag-aral magbasa at
Mm-hmm.
magsulat.
Mm.
I think a lot of people are Stephen King fans.
Yeah.
I don't know dahil accessible ang Stephen King English, at the same time Stephen King books are available noon sa book sale.
Yes.
So we all grew up in Stephen King
Mm-hmm.
and Anne Rice and all the horror of the 90s, diba?
Mm-hmm.
So at least that was my experience growing up. The 90s there were a lot of
Mm-mm.
accessible material in horror. So
Mm-hmm.
I grew up reading them. I enjoyed them. So
Mm-mm.
yeah, other than Bloody Mary, meron din akong work sa Brisbane na horror. So it's an
Mm.
anthology of stories called Wakasang Wasak.
Mm.
I was playing naman with the genre ng mga Filipino horror anthology that time, mga Shake, Rattle, and Roll, Gabi ng Lag.
Mm.
So I wanted to do something along that line.
Mm.
So, meron din akong ganung, ano, book.
And how do you describe this volume? Like, what makes for example, a Siege Malvar special horror? Like, how do you know it's like, when you read it, this is a Siege horror story. Sige. How do you
Ah,
describe them? Yeah.
kasi, like most of my work at sabi mo nga, para sa palaging inis, ano din siya,
Yeah.
it's so angry din at things. So
Mm.
may, social commentary din siya about stuff. So one of them, for example, was about birth control.
Mm.
Actually, the other is um, abuse and
Mm.
violence and fighting back against that violence. And then ano ba yung
Mm-mm.
story ko doon? Third story ko doon ay about sacrificing the violence we inflict on women for financial, the kind of economic violence that
Yeah.
women to suffer through. Pero the
Mm.
whole story around that is ano siya, beauty contest sa barrio. Pero
Mm.
it's about economic violence. So ganun yung kind of horror na I was writing
Mm.
then. Actually, to that point, yung oral history, yung bago kong book, at saka team
Mm-hmm.
building,
Mm-hmm.
para dalawang um ano ba tawag doon? Dalawang piece sila sa supposed ay Wakasang Wasak Volume 2.
Mm.
O Wakasang Wasak Volume 2 dapat sila. May isa pa akong story dun sa trilogy na yon about an Undin naman. Yung
Mm-hmm.
Undin naman, um, spoiler, kasi hindi pa naman siya ipapublish this year. So makakalimutan na nila to by the time.
Uh-huh.
By the time lumabas. Yung Undin naman sa story na yon ay nag-impregnate ng men.
Oh,
Yes, so nag-impregnate.
wow.
So it's about violence against, pero the roles are reversed.
Okay.
But then, Ma'am Nida from Avenida, tinignan niya yung collection and feeling niya strong enough yung team building at saka oral history as a
Mm.
stand-alone. And
Mm-hmm.
perfect siya kasi at that time, ila-launch niya yung Escanita as an imprint. And we were like,
Mm.
okay, let's polish it some more. So I did some more polishing. I
Mm-mm.
sketched the stories a bit. I expanded the lore, the world
Right.
building. Still, maging standalone, ano sila, oral
Mm.
history. Ano siya. Yan, team building.
Right. Well, before we get to these books, which are part of like the Avenida series, no, when they have a particular pattern, and what these books look like, and the branding. First, I want to know paano mo napipili yung mga issues na pagsusunatan mo? Like, how do you choose the stories that you write about? Like, because they tend to be like, yeah, social commentary. Na parang, kung saan naiinis tayo. Hindi lang ikaw, like you and your readers and your audience have a common, let's say, gripe or complaint, reklamo sa buhay sa lipunan. So like, how would you describe your, say, political, what's the word? Uh, well, your politics, siguro, at least in those stories that you write. Go ahead.
Okay. To your point, ano talaga, inis talaga yung driving point siguro nating lahat as creatives.
Mm,
Ano? Parang
mm,
nakakainis talaga sa atin yun yung ang sarap laruin at explore creatively.
mm,
Um, meron akong teacher slash mentor si Jim Nadera, the
mm,
godfather of spoken word. Sabi niya
mm,
sa akin, um, wag kang magsulat lang na magsulat, hanapin mo yung laban mo.
mm,
Hanapin mo yung laban mo kasi hindi pwedeng wala kang laban kasi akala mo lang wala kang laban pero may laban ka either
mm,
bilang bilang middle class or bilang
mm,
estudyante, bilang manggagawa, o ano man yung particular part ng identity mo na kailangan mong ilaban. Yun, pwede siyang panghugutan ng mga storya mo. So,
mm,
to your point, paano talaga nakakainis yun yung driving point. How would I describe my politics?
mm.
I don't know. Um, weird woke siguro.
Weird woke. Sige.
Oh,
How do you
weird woke.
describe that?
Oh,
Yeah.
I want to
Mm,
embrace the word woke. Kasi binivilify siya ng mga tao, especially if they want
mm,
to push forward an agenda na
mm,
extremely extremely conservative or they
mm,
against whatever the woke movement is pushing. That sabi na, this is too
mm.
woke. This is too woke.
Yeah.
That's then
Uh,
there's nothing too woke. Diba? Either mulat ka sa
mm,
nangyayari or not. And the whole definition being woke is being mulat. So, ano yun, hindi ka mulat? So,
mm,
you know what I mean? So, I think people should embrace the term woke
mm,
more.
mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Woke. Gawa-gawa
Uh,
ko lang.
No, actually, I agree with you, no. So you could say it's more like progressive, anti-conservative, that kind of thing, no? Against like structures. I think it's also not just in substance, but even in your style. And maybe I want to ask though, paano mo nahanap yung boses mo bilang manunulat, or like your voice as a writer? Because if people read your work, it's a unique voice, you know. Like hindi siya ganun ka seryoso. I call it unserious in Esquire. Na parang actually, the characters that you write, no, parang ang katunog siya ng mga kabarkada mo. So, madali siyang basahin. So, when did you discover this voice as a writer, or like with your characters or with the way you write? Because it's not, I even said, it's not something you read like it's very different from Rizal or Balagtas or Nick Joaquin, but Siege Malvar is like, dali niyang basahin. Okay. Sige, go ahead. Where did you find your voice?
Sobrang, hindi ako nag-e-etsa. Sobrang ganda ng tanong mo na yan.
Mm.
Ang ganda ng tanong mo kasi sa writing, di ba, laging sinasabi nila, you need to cultivate your own voice.
Oo.
And when someone has their own voice, parang, we meant that as a phrase, di ba? Na,
Mm.
very distinct.
Mm-mm.
Siguro, ako, base sa experience ko, it comes with a lot of, ano talaga of doing the hard work Doing
Mm.
a lot of the writing
Mm.
I look back at my earlier work,
Mm.
medyo cringe na. Siguro, because
Mm.
meron yung, ano bang tawag, benefit of hindsight ba yun or benefit of
Mm.
experience na, when we look back at the things we used to write or the things we have written,
Oo.
may factor na siya, especially when I was trying to figure out pa how I should sound like.
Mm.
Um, for for this particular, siguro lately I've grown to accept na or gusto ko nang ilaban na there's no one way of properly writing a story.
Mm.
I feel I grew up dahil trained and disciplined ako sa mga writing um like writing techniques and styles from the university.
Yeah.
Now that I'm a lot older and I've written some things naman na I've decided, it doesn't have to be that way. Kasi if you keep
Mm-mm.
writing that way, then wala nang growth, if you keep
Mm-mm.
following certain ways of doing things.
Mm-mm.
No, so if I feel like yung mga writings ko lately, especially with Avenida, they
Mm.
they want to break all the established rules. That's why
Mhm.
it's saying from formal English to mamaya sabi mga parang barkadang nagkwekwentuhan na lang.
Oo.
And then it launches into advertising speak.
Yeah.
I can Why not? Who's stopping me from doing that? Diba?
Yeah.
Who's stopping me from doing all this and trying
Mm-mm.
out different things?
Right.
So, ayun, it comes from really doing the hard work and
Mhm.
writing a lot of things. Pangalawa,
Yes.
knowing the rules so you can break them and experiment. And
Mm-mm.
pangatlo, being brave enough to be,
Mm.
to sound different.
Yeah.
Siguro
Uh,
yun.
d- do you remember like which moment or like which book like started like your voice or like where was your voice born? Na parang was it team building or what? Like and then maybe how did people react when you started writing in that voice? Na parang, uy, like when did that your kasi parang people are telling me or even like saying like si Esmeralda may kulto yun. Parang you have a dedicated readership, di ba? So parang and you have you attract certain kind of reader. No, and I think more people should read you. But like, how did you build that? And when did it start? And maybe did you have any haters or critiques? So yeah, where was the origin of like you and your readership or like your voice? Go ahead.
Ah, wow. Interesting yung comment na may kulto ako. Because, alam mo, natanggap ko na wala akong fan base. Alam
Mm,
mo, natanggap ko na wala akong massive
mm,
fan base. I don't think if they ask me to do a book signing thing, I can command a crowd as big as
mm.
ang Live, for example, diba?
I mean, it's not a big, but it's like it's a dedicated readership. Parang I hear people like, oh, si
Yeah.
Siege, and yeah. May pila naman nung nagpasign ako sa iyo, 'di ba? Nagpakatapos. Meron,
Okay.
but yeah, sige. But yeah.
Pero to your point, ang ganda nga ng term na may cult, parang cult following nga siya. Feeling ko if you give me that chance, feeling ko magugustuhan mo naman yung pinagsusulat ko. But
Oo.
but also I also accept that I don't have that massive following
Mm-mm.
that that would propel me into the
Mm-mm.
bestseller list. But
Mm.
I'm super grateful sa mga readers ko, those who eventually have discovered me because they're so
Mm-mm.
passionate in telling me about my work. The good things
Oh.
and the bad things. So they would really tell me, oh, I really love this about their work. Na-enjoy ko siya. So nakakatawa naman sila that they would nakikita ko, tinatag nila ako sa mga IG stories nila. So it's a small cult following.
Mm-mm.
Also, when they're not happy, they tell me, someone told me, ang ingay daw ng team building. So,
Ingay.
ingay
Mm-mm.
daw siya, hindi siya literal. Hindi ko naman, well, that's the design. Alam mo, that's
Mm-mm.
how I designed the voice. I really wanted, that's how I wanted the narrative voice to land and
Yeah.
register. Ingay
Mm-mm.
siya, it's chaotic energy, it's
Yes.
really, to your point, para ka na-stuck sa elevator. Alam mo, I don't even know kung na-stuck ka sa elevator with your friend or yung mga office mates, yung mga magkakabarkada sa one floor up above you. So,
Yeah.
these are strangers, but ang iingay nila and they're talking about kung sinong sleeping with who in their office.
Yeah.
But,
Mm-mm.
nakikinig ka sa kanila, parang ganon.
Mm-mm.
So, I'm glad naman na at this point, feeling ko wala na akong basher. I mean, in the early years, may mga
Uh,
I would really, me and my stupid mouth would say a lot of stupid things.
mm.
But now, feeling ko, I've media trained myself to
Uh-huh.
nakalmahan ng mga bagay-bagay.
Uh-huh.
Wala pa naman this
Uh-huh.
year na passion. So,
Yeah.
ayun, ingay daw ako magsulat,
Mm-mm.
sabi ng tao, and I'm
Yeah.
thankful. for my cult following. Cult following
Yeah.
talaga.
Cult following. Well, actually, I appreciate that because of the novelty, and then you capture like a spirit. Parang kang well, naiingayan sa isang barkada, no? But I mean, well, that's the new part. It's an experience, and it is like that, no? Let's move on to like again. How did you start with like Avenida? Because they have a series of books that of a specific brand, no? So how did you start this partnership of like very well punchy but very thin books? Manipis lang siya. I think yung iba 200, 250. So they're very affordable. So siguro yeah, why how do you start this and maybe how do you begin the journey? Which one came first? So team building and then sige. What's the story with you and Avenida? Go ahead.
Okay, sige. Existing na yung relationship with Avenida kasi Visprint author din ako. So
Mm.
if you remember, Visprint published my books and Bob Ong books, Jaja Saturna, Treze. And then they closed down,
Mm.
but Nida from Visprint started her own thing with her brother.
Mm.
So they have Avenida na, di ba? Existing na yung relationship na yun. But okay, sige, segue. Funny thing, kaya din ako nakapasok sa Visprint before was
Yeah.
because meron akong class sa school before. It's called Writing for Young Adults.
Uh-huh.
Um, so ano siya, MA level siya, and it's taught by Ma'am Heidi Abad.
Mm.
So, ang requirement ni Ma'am Heidi sa amin was a novel with 10 chapters for
Mm.
young adults. Imagine you have to write a novel within the semester. And
Yeah.
it's not like ano eh, basta bugtulad sila ng novel. It's a very structured semester. We had to
Mm.
start with the proposal, with the character work, and then the outline before we do the actual writing.
Mm.
So at the end of the semester, I have a 10 chapter novel na I
Mm.
don't know what to do with. Like, it's tapos na siya na manuscript. Diba? So, anong gagawin ko rito? So, naghanap ako ng publisher.
Mm.
At that time, ang ginawa ko talaga, pumunta talaga ako sa National Bookstore. Inisa-isa ko yung mga local publishers. Sinulat ko yung mga email addresses nila.
Mm.
Nasa ano talaga, may ganun talaga ako, notebook talaga ako. Sinulat ng ano nila, email nila.
Yeah.
And then, talking with Visprint that time, felt aligned sa gusto nilang mangyari, saka sa
Mm-mm.
gusto kong positioning ng
Mm-mm.
project. So I was like, okay, let's go with you. Let's do this together. Okay, so that was Visprint. Tapos sa Avenida naman, um, wala pa akong book sa Avenida. So kaya ako prinit yung Wakasang Wasak Volume 2.
Mm.
However, after seeing nga yung tatlong story, sabi
Mm-mm.
ni Avenida, mas bagay siya standalone para sa Eskinita, the
Mm.
imprint. And the
Uh-huh.
Eskinita imprint, if you notice nandyan sa gilid nung book or sa likod ata, yung
Mm-mm.
Eskinita branding,
Mm-mm.
sa spine. Yes,
Yeah.
Eskinita. Yes. Ang
Yes.
gusto talaga namin is to bring down the cost of the book
Mm.
so that more people will read. So the idea is, I think my books are cheaper than an order sa Starbucks. 200 lang siya, diba? So it's literally you can buy 3 and give away the 2. You buy it and you don't like it, you give it away, or iwan
Mm-mm.
mo sa bus. Yan, I
Mm.
don't like it, iwan mo na lang siya. So it's supposed to dapat para hindi matakot yung mga readers na magbasa.
Mm-mm.
It's really designed para maging short siya and cheap.
Yeah.
At
Mm.
order ka lang, order ka. Kung di mo gusto, huwag mo nang bilhin yung iba.
Oo.
Tapon mo na, bigay
Mm-mm.
mo.
Mm.
Or I think what's happening now, pag kausap ko yung mga readers ko, maganda yung story nila kasi now I know it's working as we designed it. Because some of them are saying, bumili sila and they like it so much, pinamigay nila so that their friends would also read it. And I think
Mm.
that's the design. It's so cheap, you can give it away, you can buy a couple of copies, and it should really, we're really aiming to get more people into to reading. So hindi siya
Mhm.
scary, intimidating. Because
Mm.
magkano ba katabasis?
I still
Magkano
have
ba
it. Hindi ko pa tinapos.
katabasis?
Oo.
1,700 ata or Okay, 'di ba? I mean, yeah, the imported books nowadays are 900, 800, and
My goodness. Oo.
'di ba? They're a bit pricey.
Mm-mm. And actually, the funny thing is, you can read them again and again. Actually,
Yeah,
ilang beses ko na tinapos yung oral history na parang,
oo nga.
ang ganda actually. And I'm like, minsan, almost, di naman every morning, it's regular bowel movement. Isang beses nasa ano ko lang, nasa banyo lang ako, like doing the number two, and then yeah, reading this. So let's start with this, no? Like, what was your inspiration here, and like, how do you like the, let's say, the reception of this book now? Or can you talk to us about oral history? Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Siguro, ang ang inspiration talaga niyan, lagi ko naaalala pag sinasabi sa akin ng lola ko, pag pag ano daw, pag kumain daw ba ng tayo yung mga kaibigan ko, kakain din daw ba ako? Kasi
Mm.
lagi sa lola ko, halimbawa,
Oo.
halimbawa, dati muntik na kami maligaw ng mga kaibigan ko. Mabata pa ako,
Mm-mm.
mga 5 years old, 6 years
Yeah.
old, sa Caloocan. So sabi niya,
Mm.
sabi ko, sumunod kasi ako sa mga kaibigan ko, or tipong, tumalon kasi sila sa kanal, kaya sumama na din ako sa kanal,
Oo.
ganyan. And laging sasabihin, pag kumain ng tae yung mga kaibigan mo, kakain ka rin ng tae. That stuck with me for, ever since. So,
Ah.
ilang years na siyang dinadala. And ang funny thing, kasi sinulat ko pala siya sa Google Notes ko.
Mm.
Apparently, several years ago, sinulat ko lang yung quote na yun from my lolo. Pag kumain ng tae kaibigan mo, kakain ka rin ba? And then, nakaupo lang siya sa sa Google Notes ko ng several years. Until
Mm.
kailangan ko na magsulat ulit. So, meron ulit akong time that time.
Mm.
Binabalikan yung mga notes ko, may mga ideas ako dun. Nakita ko siya. And then, hindi ko siya maalis sa isip ko. Sabi ko, oh, wow, this is exactly how I feel about what's going on in the world right now.
Politika bigla.
Oo,
Oo.
exactly. Exactly. So, parang, oh, shocks. Oo nga, no? Ganito is how I feel about the world right now. You see all these trends happening. You see the sentiments being echoed, bounced around in echoed
Mm-mm.
chambers. And, ayun, yun yung inspiration ng oral history.
Mm-mm. And when you read it, it's like each chapter is in the point of view of like a researcher, a comedian, a chef, a gastronomer, and I'm like, and it's like I said this in my article. Naalala ko tuloy si George R. R. Martin, like Game of Thrones, and it's like you see the point of view of different people, and sometimes it's like one paragraph or one sentence, and it's like you can see the descent. And well, for those who read this, I won't spoil it, pero para what was your like design for that kind of like changes of point of view? Like they see someone eat shit and then they have different reactions. They have their own expertise and opinions about it. So what were you trying to do with this kind of device? Go ahead.
Um, ah, siguro din, gusto ko rin-explore yung format ng mockumentary talaga. To have
Mm, yeah.
different voices tell that story. And the thing with oral history is, you're not supposed to trust any of these people as well. They're
Uh-huh.
curated, they're especially curated as voices. And
Uh-huh.
the thing is, as with narratives nowadays, na-form yung narrative na to because they were chosen and edited by the Carlos Marvel article
Uh-huh.
right within that
Mm.
universe.
Mm-hmm.
So meron ganung level of fictive
Mm.
metafiction or whatever
Wow.
you want to call
Mm.
it. Um,
Yeah.
the story then isn't the way I imagine the story. Hindi siya I can't tell that story kasi in a straightforward manner. If I'm going to criticize society or
Yeah.
put a mirror against society, it's it's between the lines, it's between the chapters.
Uh-oh.
So it was so much fun to write then because
Mm-mm.
between the chapters, about one supporting why there's a need for it and then another criticizing it.
Mm-hmm.
Nandun ka sa in between these two voices eh. That's
Yeah.
where the story is formed eh. Not just in the actual words on the page,
Mm-mm.
but in the tension between those two voices.
Mm-hmm.
Like like when one of the characters is saying, um, kaya namin ginagawa to kasi it's monetized. And then and the next voice would say,
Mm-mm.
you know, we can't really judge those people because minanitize
Mm-mm.
sila ni, eh,
Mm.
ni, ni, ni platform eh. At the
Uh,
platform naman doesn't have the necessary
uh-uh.
guardrails to moderate what gets what gets pushed out.
Mm.
Well, pun intended.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
and the next voice would say, but if you moderate what gets pushed out, that would um, limit naman the freedom. So, hindi siya straightforward
Mm.
lecturing, but different voices. So that was
Mm.
fun for me to
Yeah.
write. I
So it
think,
feel yeah.
sorry, gusto ko lang ding idagdag, um, I don't know if this is cheating or maybe I'm maging part siya ng technique is some of the characters that appeared sa oral history exist in works in progress ko. Meron akong mga
Uh,
works in progress na novel
mm-mm. Mm-mm.
which which made it easier for me na hugutin to kasi I've done the character work na
Mm-mm.
for them. For example, si Chuck Mondragon, yung
Uh-huh.
comedian. Siya yung main narrator nung isa kong work
Mm.
in progress. So it's really easy for me to pull him out of
Okay.
that universe.
Mm-mm.
Ilagay ko siya dito and have him react to this thing.
Mm-mm.
Si Bobalin also is nasa ibang universe din siya. May
Mm-mm.
sarili din siyang novel. It's called Poor
Mm-hmm.
Town. Yeah. Sinusulat
Right.
ko pa lang siya. So, it's easy for me to pull her out of that adventure niya na yun
Mm-mm.
and then drop her here.
Yeah.
So, I've done the character work for them na
Right.
separately. It's just a matter
Mm-mm.
of really having them guest appear
Yeah.
here. So, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, the funny thing about all these characters is that they all act like experts. Pero kung napansin natin na parang if you read it, it's like in a way it's a critique on like our talking heads right now. Yung mga, sabihin natin intellectuals or influencers na parang ang dami nagsasalita sila pero wala silang sinasabi or like wala silang masustansyang na sinasabi. Like they're all
Yeah.
talking about shit but also talking shit. So is that a critique on like our society na parang yeah, parang baliwala lang yung mga our institutions. So I don't know. What were you trying to in a way say with this? No, na parang is this a critique on maybe our Philippine democracy? Kasi even the voice, these are Tagalog also. So mga Pilipino talaga to. Makikilala mo talaga. Naalala ko anyway. For the readers, you read it for yourself. So parang sige, what were you trying to say with this oral history? Go ahead.
Correct. I think you've said it so succinctly na eh, na you've quite captured it naman in what you just said. I think there is also that level that we should also question these experts
Uh-uh.
because parang lumabas lang sila on these pages as experts.
Uh-uh.
So if we are critical of the content creators, maybe we should
Mm-mm.
also be critical of those claiming expertise.
Mm-mm.
So kasi it's oral history talaga. Eh. Like
Yeah.
everyone, it's ridiculous. It's chaotic.
Sige, Esther. Even like the professors and the podcasters. Na,
Yeah,
but
especially
anyway.
also and the professor of the bad guy.
Yeah. Even that, don't trust them. Yeah. Sige. Hmm. But actually, yeah, it's one of my favorites actually. Pero yun, let's move on to like maybe let's we can do this two at once, no? This one is team building and then strat planning, which is part of a series, no? But strat planning is the sequel and it's the latest one. But let's start with team building. Say what can you tell us
Okay.
what was the story behind it and what were you trying to say with it? Go ahead.
Um, funny thing, hindi naman funny thing kasi namatay yung tatay ko. But ako, like 3 years, I'm going to open a
Sige
story
lang.
like that. No? 3 years
Sige.
ago, 3 years ago, namatay yung tatay ko habang nasa team building ako.
Ah,
It's
okay.
so it's a ridiculous story kasi I was getting updates about his health
Mm.
while we were doing laughter yoga.
Mm.
Part ng team building activity was like doing you like forcing yourself to laugh to
Mm.
physically force out air and stabilize yourself. So we were doing
Mm.
laughter yoga. So I was like laughing out loud while getting updates about my dad dying somewhere.
Mm.
So
Mm.
nasa Batangas ata kami.
Mm.
So on the ride home, I keep, alam mo, like ko iniisip the concept of team building as part of as a corporate ritual.
Mhm.
And that term, calling it as a corporate ritual, really inspired me to think, now, what if it's ritual on a corporate level, but then there's also a more sinister level to that word, na ritual.
Mm. Mm.
Now, what if the ritual is, you know, we have to sacrifice people para siyang ano eh, parang sacrificing people para sa magandang ani. 'Di ba? That's
Mm.
a prototype ng story, yung folk horror, 'di ba? Yung The
Yes.
Lottery ni Shirley Jackson.
Mm.
Um through the years we've had a lot of folk horror stories where people are sacrificed in the name of Baal or in the name of
Ah.
whatever.
Oo.
What if the god is the corporate brand?
Mm.
What if the sacrifice is yung mga employees, we have to sacrifice their lives
Mm.
to para mas maganda ang profitability ng company.
Mm.
And then nilaro ko kasi sa utak ko. And I was like, alam mo, hindi na siya big jump because that's exactly the metaphor of what's happening. That's exactly what's
Oo.
happening. The profitability of corporations
Mm.
depends on how much they can sacrifice or
Hmm.
exploit or extract, the more value they can extract from
Uh-huh.
people, the
Mm.
more profitable these corporations are.
Mm.
And when corporations extract value from labor, it's at the cost of lives. It's at
Hmm.
the cost of people's relationships. It's at
Hmm.
the cost of health,
Hmm.
health ng mga tao. It's at the cost of time, of giving up your passion,
Mm.
of making sacrifices. So,
Oo.
and it cuts across the board.
Mm.
Hindi lang siya sa blue collar level. It's even at the managerial level, there
Yeah.
are sacrifices and cost of that.
Yeah.
So, so nandun na ako sa point na shit, ang galing-galing ko.
Yeah.
The writing came easy.
Yeah.
Okay, team building sila, magpapatayan sila just
Oo.
because yun ang sabi ng bosses nila eh. And some of
Oo.
them were passionate because,
Hmm.
that's how we are as part of
Yeah.
when we agree to play the corporate game. Some
Hmm.
of us just accept it as part of the game. So, yun.
Wow, Siege, you're speaking like a social scientist, like a poli sci professor. But when you read the book, it's not like that. In fact, help me understand here. You
Uh,
shared a very personal, like, experience of team building. Na parang, like, they're forcing you to be happy. Sometimes, even I wrote this in the piece. It's a lot of corporations force you to be family. They force you to hug each other, trustful. They play games,
yes.
three-legged race, exactly. But here you pushed it to the opposite direction. Na parang puro patayan, 'di ba? Even the cover is like guns, and tapos parang ginawa mo like may Gundam pa, may RPG, may bombs, etc. So parang why push it to that? Actually, a lot of if you keep it simple, the structure, like it's a great and smart novel on smart observations. But you had fun with it. Na parang, may Gundam pala dito o patayan. It's like, I describe it a Filipino version of Squid Game or Battle Royale, no? But, yeah, sige, why have these two things, no? Sige, go ahead.
Okay. Siguro, kasi sabi ko nga kanina earlier in this conversation, sabi ko I'm letting go of all the rules. I'm letting
Uh-huh.
go of all, I'm not listening to anyone else telling me this is how you should write. I think
Uh-huh.
if in a workshop ko siya, kung dinaan ko ang team building sa workshop,
Uh.
yung mga workshops na yan, they
Yeah.
would say, magulo, they would say, unnecessary to, hindi na
Uh-uh.
kailangan to. It's not, walang organic unity, wala, diba, ganyan yung mga term natin sa workshops,
Uh-uh.
you know?
Uh-uh.
Organic ito, or it doesn't follow the structure, the narrative. I'm
Mm-mm.
letting go of all of that because at the end of the
Mm-mm.
day, I am my first reader.
Yeah.
I'm writing for myself. I want to
Yes.
entertain myself, and I
Mm-mm.
really want a Gundam. Like imagine,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, 'di ba? Like a senior citizen woman yung pilot ng isa sa mga Gundam ko.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? It's crazy, but it also makes sense.
Mm.
Kasi why wouldn't we put her there? She's the most vulnerable. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
vulnerable. She's an armor.
Mm-mm.
And there a lot of element, a lot of silly things,
Yeah.
exploding arrows and mechanical
Mm-mm.
dogs
Mm-mm.
and drones and lasers. I feel like why not? Wala namang budget. Hindi
Uh
naman, diba? Hindi naman
Actually,
ako
it's
binigyan ng
very
budget.
cinematic, ha? But I would say it could also be a comic book. So, parang ang sarap i-drawing yun. Na parang, oh, wow. What do you think? Are there plans for that, no? But sige, like, oh, yun nga, why? Like, why have fun in this direction? Sige, go. Yeah.
Wala pa namang offer, wala pa namang interested. So
Yeah.
if someone's listening out there, I'm willing to adapt, create
Mm.
adaptations. It's fun. It's a fun, it's a fun word to explore and
Uh-uh.
collaborate with people. If someone's interested in turning it into
Uh-uh.
uh, a graphic novel or a comic book,
Uh-uh.
why not? More people who will read the story, the more people who will unionize and fight the
Uh-uh.
power.
Mm. Yeah.
Better for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to see it on like Netflix or something, parang, oh, that's fun. Tapos, maybe, how do you find the voice of the characters? Na parang, I described it as, a Filipino version of South Park. Na parang sina Cartman, sina Kenny, and all that. So, yun, parang, why write them in this way? Na parang, why put these people na naiingayan ka in this situation? Is this revenge? Are you trying to torture them? Or like, because the system itself could be like critiqued and it would be much clearer. Pero parang you put like assholes there. Like, oh, well, they're likable, but they're also bad people also. It's
Oh my
very
god.
homophobic, diba? Like, trigger warning, no? I think you have a trigger warning here, no? Pero parang, they're funny, but they're also not good people. So you happy to see them die, really? Or like, of course they'd kill each other, but sige, like, why these characters in this story? Go ahead.
Okay. I love South Park. So good cast.
Yeah.
A good cast. I love South Park. But I don't know. They're more interesting that way. You know
Yeah.
how, not naman sa pang, not, I don't know if this will read as a critique or shade, but you know how when you're reading a book and because it wants to be literary fiction,
Uh-huh.
the characters there doesn't talk the way normal people would talk.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Ah,
Masyadong
ang
stiff, oh.
sinusunod, ang sinusunod ko ba't mga taong kanal yung humor nila. It
Yeah.
would be weird if very prim and proper yung gamit nila ng English.
Mm-mm.
So, I want to play with that na, kanal humor siya eh. Ito yung humor ng mga tao who I really need to unionize and fight the
Mm.
power. And,
Yeah.
and unions work. So,
Mm.
congratulations sa mga workers ng Kowloon for
Ay,
winning that.
wow.
Diba? They
Yes.
recently won
Mm-mm.
their negotiation. So,
Mm-mm.
their collective bargaining. So, good for them.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
Uh,
I mean,
so, yun. Gusto ko talaga maging it's crazy and maingay
mm-mm.
and it's really grounded
Yeah.
on
And they're relatable.
very relatable. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. They're relatable.
It means I'm an asshole too, Chari. Or like your readers are also like that. But I mean, it's you've had fun writing it. It's also fun to read. Na parang yun, even compared to like usual Filipino literature, tama, medyo uptight. Yung parang masyadong proper English, Pero yung mga tao na ngayon, nagta-Taglish. Hindi diretso
Yeah,
English, hindi diretso Tagalog, Taglish.
exactly.
So Yeah, you capture the voice. Maybe a little bit, maybe not too much, because this is the newest one, Strat Planning. But can you say
Okay.
a little bit on like what can we expect for this sequel, which is available in
Yeah.
Avenida? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. What to expect ba? Actually, di ko rin alam.
Well, unang-una, may survivors from the first team building. So there are some survivors that carry over to here. So
Oo.
yun.
Oo. I think, I think I had fun writing the sequel kasi stand-alone talaga yung team building supposedly. You know,
Yeah.
iwanan natin some people left the island, some people
Yeah.
did not survive, some people
Mm-mm.
survived but changed.
Mm-mm.
You know, stand-alone na siya eh. But writing the sequel was also fun because I get to revisit those characters again and see how
Yeah.
they have been changed by
Mm.
the trauma. So, you know, they're dealing with trauma,
Mm.
but also, like in most corporate settings, you have to reschedule your trauma on your personal time because there's
Reschedule
an
your
alignment.
trauma.
Diba? You have to reschedule your trauma. If you're going to do your cry after work because we have an AM alignment meeting. We have to discuss about the supplier chain and all the
Mm-mm.
other things that need support and
Mm-mm.
approval. So
Mm-mm.
so that's what to expect from strat planning. Strat planning
Mm-mm.
is business as usual. I
Mm.
kind of feel like that's the log line of
Mm.
strat planning,
Yeah.
business as usual. But also it was fun for me to explore how trauma changed these characters because one of
Mm.
them, not to be a spoiler, but you know they're reacting differently. Some of them positively, some of them will change.
Uh.
You know, differently from what we expect.
Uh-uh.
So
Uh.
it's fun.
I mean, it's funny that I mean, we talked about them being assholes in the first book, and then there's character development. Though. Actually, what I like is that, of course, the corporate world forces and controls us to be controllable and polite, but you made your characters like rebellious in a way that they are not polite. They're cursing and they're even like sexist towards each other. So that's the fun part about like the individuals rebelling the system even with each other. No, so I mean that's the
Yeah.
fun part. So I haven't finished it, but I'm excited now to watch it. And I know to watch it. It should also be, watched, but I'm excited to read it as well. It's very short, but yeah. It's fun. Now, let's move on to the play, which we can watch, eventually again in June, for Virgin Love Fest, Presidential Suite number 2. So personally, I think we described this as I recall Succession, but make it Filipino. All right. So can you tell us, of course, let's start with like what the story is without spoilers, Presidential Suite number 2. And how was the reaction to it to the point where, of course, it got revisited? Because when I watched it first, I'm like, it's both funny, but also like it hit me here, like it's dark, it's dark humor. Like it's that Siege Malvar kind of like dark humor that it's here in these books, but for me, your most powerful work is the play. Maybe because you also work with actors, directors, etc. So it's a whole nother process. Ang dami ko ng tanong, pero sige, unahin natin, what is Presidential Suite number 2? How do you begin writing it and go? Yeah.
Okay. Um, Presidential seat number two is about this family of politicians
Mm.
dealing with a personal tragedy,
Mm.
and then, uh, but they have to face a choice when they found out na they can weaponize grief to their
Mm-mm.
advantage.
Mm.
Yun yung pinaka-logline ko noon.
Uh-huh.
Um, to give you more details, so there's this family. They're in the presidential suite of
Uh.
a hospital because their mother, yung matriarch ng
Mm.
kanilang political clan,
Mm.
suffered a heart attack during
Mm.
congressional impeachment hearing.
Oh.
So, nasa may impeachment hearing silang ganyan, di ba?
Yeah.
Ganyan. But, dahil dahil nandun yung mom nila sa hospital, it forced them, these three siblings, to be together in the same room.
Yeah.
And you know how sibling dynamics are kapag forced yung magkakapatid in the same
Mm-mm.
room,
Yeah.
ungkatan ng past. So, ungkatan siya
Uh-uh.
ng past. At the
Mm.
same time, self-preservation of the family.
Uh.
So, ungkatan ng past and then the future of the family. So, all of that ay at stake dito sa magkakapatid na to. So, sa family drama na ito.
Mm.
And they have to ask themselves din kung ano talaga yung legacy nung mga magulang nila. The kind of
Mm-mm.
legacy na iniwan sa kanila nung
Mm-mm.
magulang nila. And that led them to that final option, to the final choice they have to make. Na,
Yeah.
yun, because it's yun yung pinaka true to the
Mm.
legacy of their, that's how they will honor the legacy of their parents, making
Mm.
decisions like that. If they made a different decision, if they have,
Yeah.
because it wouldn't be true to the legacy of their parents. So,
Right.
without spoiling it, the ending is dark because
Yes.
felt like that's the best way they know how to honor their parents. So there's also
Mm.
that bitter irony at the end. Yun. That's
Yeah,
fun for me.
careful.
Yeah.
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 Well, there are a lot of people, of course, that haven't watched this. So I'll certainly watch it again, no, but there are many more people who have not watched it yet. So let's stop right there first. But maybe just one thing we can reveal, no, na parang, yes, this is family dynamics. That's normally internal. That's no, which is a very Filipino story. It's about family, But what's their link to the political world is surveys. They start reacting and they start changing their calculations kasi based on this survey, ganyan. Based on the survey, ganyan. Which again is how politicians act. But they lose their morals and they lose even their families because they betray their family members because of surveys. Na parang nakikita natin yan sa kay Amy Marcos with her brother. Like, oh my God, it's prophetic. Diba? This is before,
Yeah.
no? Or like around the same time. Pero parang, shit, like this, there's family feud,
Yeah.
literally internal. Or even the Be Nice. They run against each other in Makati. So there's a lot happening that, so maybe you can comment on that, na parang, paano mo naisip na, surveys. Sige, go ahead.
Okay. Siguro it's rooted din sa sa whole design of the project na okay. Una, pagod na ako dun sa sentiment ng mga tao na biniblame lagi yung mga voters na ang bobobo
Mm-mm.
kasi ng mga botante, ang bobobo ng mga botante.
Mm-mm.
Kasi nasa sheet number 2 is saying, itong mga people in power have the means to manipulate perception.
Mm.
So to they have the means to we've seen the studies, we've seen the reports how
Mm-mm.
Cambridge Analytica is creating this echo chambers, how they're amplifying the message that they want you to hear, so
Mm.
that you're manipulated into voting a
Mm-mm.
certain way. So it's not really bobo yung mga botante, but they're susceptible, they're vulnerable. The voters are vulnerable to manipulation, and the people
Mm-mm.
in power are doing their best to manipulate voters in their favor. And that's
Mm.
what presidential speech is about, diba? But at the same
Mm.
time, wanted to create that irony
Yeah.
that if we all speak out loud and sabihin talaga natin online na
Yes.
sawa na ako dito, ayoko na sa ganito, I
Oo.
don't approve of this, I
Yeah.
approve of this, then makikita natin na itong mga pamilya na to, hawak natin sila sa leeg to the point
Yes. We're
that they have
manipulating them.
no choice. No,
Yeah.
we're now controlling them. We're
Yeah.
manipulating them.
Mm-mm.
Their hands are literally tied kung ano next nating reaction sa mga actions nila.
Mm-mm.
And that's why
Mm.
we need more people na mas mainis pa, di ba? Palaging inis, sabi ng mga,
Yes.
we need more
Love
people
it.
angry. We need more people angry and loud
Mm-mm.
and clamoring for change. We need more
Mm-mm.
people na kung wala man sa kalye, let's take it online and on thread, on
Mm.
Facebook. IG, really in TikTok, really
Mm.
speak out against
Mm-mm.
everything. Because that way, wala silang choice kundi sundin tayo. And
Yeah.
dapat naman talaga ang design di ba? Dapat gano'n naman
Mm-mm.
talaga. So
Yeah.
ayun, that's the irony, di ba?
Yeah.
They feel so powerful, but at the
Yes.
end of the day, they can't act without checking the social weather first, di ba? What's the weather?
Yes.
What's the weather?
Mm-mm.
Before they make decisions. So,
Uh-uh.
ayun, bringing back the power to the people. Parang gano'n,
Mm-mm.
hoy audience, may magagawa pa tayo. We can do this. Parang gano'n.
You know, that only hit me hard like when you said it like that. Parang, oh nga no, like it's a fantasy that the people have the power over the politicians, which in a way makes us partially responsible for the dark ending. Na parang, oh my God. uh anyway, so let's let the people discover the dark ending for itself and like how it unfolds because it's dark, but it's also very funny. But it's also like that because again, you're no longer like the sole storyteller. You collaborate with the director, with the actors, with the stage managers, with the music and all. It's a whole stage production. So maybe you can talk about like how did you build it together as a collaborative thing? Like how did you build the world of Presidential Suite Number Two? Na parang a very talented cast, by the way. Pero sige, can you talk about it and how may special song pa nga na parang how does it go? Yung parang budots. Yeah.
Oo.
Zaragoza, 'di ba? Parang dos pamilyang Zaragoza, tama ba? Sige,
Oo.
uh, talk
Oo.
about that bigger work like audiovisual, hindi lang text pero audiovisual texture of the world of the Presidential Suite. Go ahead.
Sige. I'm so thankful na I was assigned with this amazing group of people to work with. So si Johnny Moran, yung director namin, si Cray, everyone involved in production, the
Mm-mm.
actors, the cast of last year and the cast this year. We do we do a lot of collaborative work together in unpacking the text.
Mm.
There's a version of the text that's going to be published dun sa next volume ng like collected plays ng VLF, I think.
Mm.
It's so different from the one we're using to rehearse
Mm.
because there's a lot of input from the character from the cast and the
Mm-mm.
director. So
Mm-mm.
I'm super grateful for their input.
Right.
Um For example, at the end of one of our rehearsals, we siguro spent like several hours discussing the ending kung,
Mm.
kung ano yung how exactly are they reacting to the surveys, the final survey sa bandang dulo. And if which one of them really wants to run.
Mm.
So there may mga ganun talaga. Very collaborative. We started by really the cast. The actors did a lot of character study. They wrote lore for their character.
Mm. Mm.
The director, si Johnny Moran, asked them to write like in 7 years gap. Ano yung
Mm.
ginagawa ng character mo when they were 7 years old, 14 years old, 21 years old, until they reach yung current age nila. And then we plotted it out kung paano sila
Mm.
naging magkakapatid talaga. So there's a lot of character work. A lot of that hindi on the text,
Mm.
but nakita natin the way they were interacting on stage. Yung
Mm.
mga side eye nila na gano'n. Kung sino
Mm.
sa kanila side eye, sino sa kanila yung mas ano ba, mas self-soothing or mas, I don't know,
Mm.
basta may family dynamics na nabuo
Mm.
even outside of the stage,
Mm.
which is fun to see as you know, as the playwright na parang, oh my
Right.
God, ang lawak pala nung, ano, yung, ang lalim ng pagkakakilala nila sa mga characters na nagagawa nila.
What's a
Even
favorite
the
ad
talk
lib
is
or
charm.
contribution ng actor into the character? Do you have a favorite? Like that's hindi galing sa'yo or galing sa kanila talaga? Sige.
Ah, ah, Charm Aranton is hilarious.
Mm.
The Charm who played the doctor, she would insert these funny tidbits mga reactions niya dun sa family na nag-iiba talaga every time. So
Mm-mm.
it's funny. Ang hirap naman pumili ng favorite because we have Ariel Diction from Spain.
Mm-mm.
So alam mo, every, every staging is my element of improv na
Ah.
there's that tiny bit na tinginan or but siguro ang lagi akong tawang-tawa would be two things. Kapag yung Con's character sa original run si Sir Ando yun eh.
Mm-mm.
Lalagyan niya ng lipstick si Mami habang
Ah.
habang natutulog.
Oo.
Basically, wala siya sa script.
Mm.
Wala siya sa script. And then one
Mm.
time, naisip niya lang na, oh, bakit hindi naka-lipstick si Mami? So that was the so disturbed na
Mm-mm.
kailangan nilang lagyan si Ma'am Clotty habang she's pretending
Mm-mm.
to be comatose and
Yeah.
nilalagyan nila ng lipstick for like,
Mm.
I don't know, half a minute or a minute or
Mm-mm.
two.
Mm-mm.
And then, ako din lagi siya nakikita ba, tawan-tawa pa rin ako pag si Gertrude, yung played by Kiki Bento,
Mm.
ilalaglag niya yung moment kung saan siya titigil, titigil sa pag-pump just so
Mm.
makapagpuksaan siya sa mga kapatid niya. So
Ah.
those two times na ayun.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I'm such a big fan of them. I'm a big fan of this cast and the director and our stage
Mm-mm.
manager.
Mm-mm.
They're so hilarious. Isa sa mga favorite moment ko rin, kasi I've seen the play several times, pero yung moment that fig, ano, the audience figure out what the siblings are going to do,
Mm.
it's so palpable. You
Yeah.
can hear the audience, oh my God, gagawin nila to. Like, nagre-react sila, nagbubulungan sila sa paligid. Kasi
Mm.
it's slow boil that the audience will really get there before the siblings do. So
Mm-mm.
it's a fun, it's a
They
fun
fill in the
moment.
blanks. Yeah.
You fill in the blanks. Pag nauuna na yung audience and then the audience
Uh-uh.
like, oh no, oh
Uh-uh.
no, ito yung gagawin nila. And then
Uh-uh.
the characters aren't there yet. Di pa sa
Yeah.
nakakarating doon. And
Uh-uh.
then eventually it hits the characters and then the audience like na-confirm yung inisip ng audience. Like
Uh-uh.
that is a nice moment to watch.
Mm-mm. Yeah. What can we expect from the revisited? Like maybe just a preview on like how are you handling it differently this time?
Uh, I'm excited to revisit it kasi we kept the same text pero um we have new cast members joining us.
Mm. Okay.
So Eric is stepping in for Sir Andoy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Mingu Michelle Gunario is alternating with Kiki, and
Mm.
then Emilio Macabantad is alternating with MC. So
Ah.
there's two set of siblings in some
Mm.
night. It's
Mm.
going to be interesting to see how they play off against each other. So
Uh-huh.
ayun, I'm excited to for rehearsals to start. I haven't seen the we haven't really gone through the entire thing,
Yeah.
but based on that alone, I feel like mag-iiba na talaga yung um, dynamics ng magkakapatid. Plus, we
Mm-mm.
still have the cast from last year. So there's Kiki, MC, Ariel, Ma'am
Mm-mm.
Clotty, Charm, who else? Yeah. So yun.
Mm. Well, I think we just had an hour of like your journey as a writer. But
Oh,
maybe
wow.
we'll have a time for time for concluding statements. Oh my God. It's been a journey, but like what have you learned like across this journey as a writer and maybe the potential to maybe tell stories but also critique society na parang even with with presidential all the way from oral history up until presidential suite, you really like have sharp comments on our society. So like what can you say about the potential of like storytelling and what maybe what's in your future, like what you plan on doing next, for moving forward in this journey. Go ahead, Siege.
Ah, um, shucks, ang layered ng tanong.
I'm sorry.
Ang layered ng tanong ko. Wait. Okay, wait, yeah. Wait,
We
wait.
can start with
Okay, okay.
learned. Yeah.
Siguro, okay, yung muna pinaka-immediate. Um, with regard to well, an insight na I want to share about Presidential Suite number 2 being revisited is it has been staged last year. It will be staged again this year. And the
Mm.
funny or ironic or sad thing about it is still relevant. It's still
Yes.
timely. It's still the same headlines. The headlines from last year are still the headlines this year.
Mm.
So bakit wala pa rin nakukulong? Eh, at least mukha namang may makukulong na, may mga nahuli na sa
Sana.
process. Diba? Sana, diba? Sana. But, how's the anti-dynasty bill going? Diba? It's been a
Mm.
year. It's been a year and even more. And,
Oo.
kumbaga, tong episode na to kung sitcom siya na series, itong episode na to was done already last year.
It's a rerun, literal. Yeah.
Diba? Literal, why are we still doing this year? And the thing is, even if you do it this year, ganun pa rin eh. It's still timely. So,
Mm.
I don't know what to. The only good dynasty is a dead dynasty, siguro.
Ooh, okay. Ingat ka
Soundbite.
rin. Oo. Oo.
Diba? Wag na tayo magloka na there are good dynasties. Na there are
Mm.
dynasties that we need. Nakikita mo
Mm.
argument online. No, the dynasties help shape our. No, no. Give that to
Yeah.
us. They're consolidating
Tama.
power. Dynasties
Mm-mm.
consolidate power. And
Mm.
by consolidating power, builds impunity. So,
Right. I mean, family problems are family problems. Don't let it be the country's problems, no?
exactly. What is our problem? Right?
Yeah.
Sige,
Magkapatid
mag-usap.
yan eh. Oo. Away magkapatid, di ba?
Ako
Tapos
magkapat.
naging, mm-mm.
Problema pa namin yung pag-aaway nyo kung sino sa inyo. Diba? Problema pa natin. Anyway,
Mm-mm.
about writing naman, don't be afraid to be original. Siguro.
Mm. Love it. Yeah.
Diba?
Why?
Soundbite.
Soundbite. Oo.
Right. O, ayan. Don't be afraid to be original. Even if
Mm-mm.
no one likes you or people call you maingay or
Mm.
people... Don't be afraid to be original.
Mm. And then
Um,
maybe, what's next? No.
what's next? Okay. What's next? Definitely, um, kanina we were talking about my personal life. I'm in between jobs. I'm really taking this time and headspace habang cleared pa yung head ko to focus
Uh-uh.
on my personal project. So gusto ko nang
Uh.
tapusin yung building na series.
Mm.
So tinatapos ko yung team building as a series. And then once once that's done, then I'm good. And
Mm-mm.
then probably after ng team building as a series, um, I don't know. I don't know what to write next. I have a couple of
Mm-mm.
books in progress but wala pa ako napaprioritize sa kanila. I haven't identified which
Mm-mm.
one I'll be writing next. Pero I'm really committed to finishing the team building series
Mm-mm.
first.
Right.
Yun.
Because there's a lot of corporate culture that needs to be critiqued. No? Like team building is a big one. Na parang, you imagine millions, sometimes companies would spend millions just to ship their staff to an island. That's literally happening. That's not an exaggeration. You just gave them machine guns, but people do that. Like they go out of town where they could just continue working so they can pretend to be friends. So like
Correct.
yeah, it's a I call it a meso industry. Like it's a mini industry, like a lot of money is being spent, a lot of time is maybe being wasted. And for what, diba? For us to feel therapized about, feel better about working. So
Okay.
that resonated with me. But instead you made it like a death match, which is fun. But why not, no? Um, but
Siguro,
yeah,
a fantasy of mine.
yeah.
If anyone's interested, if there's like a producer out there
Mm.
um, listening or somehow hear of the project, a fantasy of mine is turning Residential Suite number 2 into a sitcom.
Uh-huh.
Into Kasi ang origin niya talaga is I really want to do my own abangan ng susunod na kabanata.
Yeah.
Wanted a social, a political satire sitcom series. Kasi ang ganda
Mm.
talaga abangan ng susunod na kabanata.
Uh-uh.
May mga episodes sila sa Jeepney TV sa YouTube. Um,
Mm.
so I kind of feel like there's a lot of Saragossa stories pa
Mm-mm.
within that
Mm-mm.
universe. na
Mm.
sillier and stupider,
Mm.
and meron pa silang libreng tuli program, which I feel like would be really funny.
Oo.
And
Libreng
there's a
tuli.
lot of
Oo.
characters that we still haven't solved kung bakit close si Andy sa magkakapatid. So I think
Mm.
the real reason is, kind of be a surprise pag ni-reveal ko. So there's a lot of creative
Mm.
energy in that engine. In that Saragossa engine, there's a lot
Mm.
of theme pa na I think I can
Yeah.
push into a sitcom. Except I have no point writing it because diba,
Mm.
wala namang option to do it. So I'm focusing on,
Yeah.
on
I
yun.
remember when after I met you and added you on Facebook, you immediately have this timeline, the same as the Marvel Cinematic
Yeah,
Universe. So you have
yeah,
so many plans for that, and I think that's the
yeah,
beauty when you accept it. Like, not don't be afraid to be original. Come to think of it, you're not completely original. Like well, you have a lot of new ideas, but you're not afraid to borrow and to have
yeah.
your own version of like at this point Game of Thrones or like Succession or Ang Susunod na Kabanata. And I think
Yeah,
that's so you're just in a way you're shamelessly borrowing, but you're also making it your own. And I think that's
yeah,
the beauty of like being well, what you're doing and maybe what other people can learn to do. Na parang don't be afraid to borrow and don't be afraid to have your own spin on the things, even especially when you have your own view on politics. It's what your stories are actually quite brave. Na parang, and in a way, everyone, it's not unique because a lot of people are thinking it. Na parang, ganito rin. But you just push the envelope. And that's where I think your bravery as a writer or shines. No, so parang yeah, that's why I appreciate your work here. So thank you, Siege, for sharing your work, your process, and keep writing. We'll be here to read. Kasama ko sa kulto ninyo. Ako ata yung head priest. Yung mga
thank you, man.
ka-PI. Sige.
Thank you, man.
Now, but Siege, let's now move to our final uh recommend segment, which is recommendations, where we recommend people to watch or like read other things, no, or like related. I think we can start with ang susunod na kabanata. You said they can be. Maybe we can talk more about that, and it's on YouTube. It's a classic, no? It's a
Yeah.
political comedy. So go ahead. Yeah.
Yes, it's a political satire siya.
Mm-mm.
It's on Jeepney TV na. And
Mm-mm.
I think you can see complete episodes on YouTube.
Mm-mm.
So it's funny, it's hilarious. And they have grabe, jam-pack yung cast nila. You have
Yeah.
Tessie Mas, you have Samuel Lagmay, Kami Martin.
Mm-mm.
It's just hilarious. You go check it out sa YouTube.
Yeah.
Uh,
Any other recommendations? The parang what people might want to watch or read, or maybe just more of your books. Sige.
yes, for my books, please.
Where can they?
Shameless
Yeah.
plug. Yes,
Shameless plug.
please.
Sige, pwede rin. Where can they
Yes,
get it?
yes, please. They're all exclusively online because we're saving the compiled version
Mm,
for bookstores. But as it is, you can order it online,
mm,
Shopee, Lazada, or through Facebook ng Avenida.
mm,
Just look for Avenida, 19th Avenida Publishing ata or Avenida Books. It would turn up sa
mm,
Lazada or Shopee. So, ayun, mga Teach Melbar books, they're all available there. Um,
yes.
yun lang naman yung gusto kong i-promote. Recommendation siguro, Veep. Veep on
Veep.
HBO.
Yes. Okay.
It's an
That's a good
old
series.
show. It's
Mm-mm,
so funny. May slow boil lang siya. May
mm-mm,
hindi siya as riotous as the other
mm,
sitcoms. But once you get into the tempo of it, into the
mm-mm,
beat of it. Another thing that I'm obsessed with right now ay another two more things. Hack,
mm-mm.
also
Hacks.
on HBO Go.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
HBO Max ata.
Uh-uh.
And that the comeback, Lisa
Mm,
Kudrow,
mm. Uh-huh.
very, very fun.
What I speaking of Veep, no, I remember the British version where Veep is based on. It's called The Thick of It with like Peter Capaldi and Malcolm Tucker.
Anong yan?
I love it. Yeah, it's the most creative sort. Nagmumura siya, and he's like the communications expert ng of this government worker, and his favorite catchphrase is, the F word. No, it's not the F word. It's cunt. It's used the word. If some cunt can fuck something up, that cunt will be the worst fucking time to fucking fuck up. That cunt is a cunt. That's Tucker's law. Love that. Actually, honestly, Siege, my dream is to write like a Filipino version of the Veep, where like Filipino workers, like Filipino politicians, Filipino campaigners, or like the people who work for politicians, because that's where the real magic is. No, na parang I used to work
Right.
for a politician, so in a way, we write their script, we manage their personality, but the drama is really there behind the scenes. So, but in a way, you made this maybe with the like the family drama, but I think no one has written about like yung staff ng mga politiko. Na parang, so we should think about that, no? Collab
Yeah.
din naman, but wherever when you have when there's time, or maybe someone else, no? But like that's worth considering with Veep and with the thick of it. So that's great recommendations. The comeback hacks. Siguro ako naman mag-promote, though, like my article about Siege in Esquire, the unserious satires of Siege. We can talk about the profile I did of him. It's like how you'd like to an interpretation of his works, and where can they watch yung Presidential Week number 2? When will it be out? So yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Presidential seat number 2 will be staged at the CCP Teatro Ignacio Jimenez. Black Box Theater.
Black Box
Nakakalimutan-
Theater.
Black Box Theater. Oo. From June ata. Oo. So, hindi
The
ko
month
pa
of
kabisado.
June.
Month of
Yeah.
June, no? June, during the Virgin Lab Fest. So,
Mm-mm.
the check out the CCP page because they will have an entire lineup of activities for Virgin Lab Fest.
Mm-mm.
So bukod dun sa mga plays, there will be stage readings. I think they have
Mm-mm.
guests from all over to give
Mm.
seminars and talks. So that would be it's an interesting program
Mm.
from the CCP and the Writers Block, Tanghalang
Mm-mm.
Filipino, all of these
Mm-mm.
creative organizations working together. So it's an
Mm-mm.
interesting festival.
Yes. So this has been recorded a little early, no? But again, we'll include all the relevant links where you can get Siege's books, where you can get tickets, and of course the links to the shows that we are watching that inspired, this works, So again, I think everyone here who is aspiring to be a writer, be brave to borrow, but also to reinvent and recreate. Okay. So thank you, Siege, once again. Hopefully you can be back after you've done the sequels, and completed more works, but keep writing and we'll keep reading your work. So thank you, Siege.
Thank you, Matt.
Uh, Thank you. Okay, the PI podcast can be found on Spotify and YouTube and other places where you can get your podcast. You can send us an email at pipodcastph@gmail.com. But until the next time, magandang gabi, mga ka-PI, and stop recording.